Scorpio. What's good, Scorpio? Thanks for coming to my channel. Good to have you here. Appreciate your support. We're going to do your weekly reading today for the week of February 14th through the 20th. So if you would like to get a personal reading, just open the description box, drop down menu there. Take a look down below. You'll find a link to my website and also directly to how to book a personal reading. Just as a sidebar note, you should never get an email from me trying to hit you up for a personal reading or get money from you. That's not how I roll. So the only time you'll hear from me is if I hear from you first and you're requesting more information, or you need to get that confirmation about your reading. So don't worry about any kind of spam mail. I ain't gonna send it your way. If anybody else does, stick it in the spam box and bring it back. All right, so I'm gonna pull you 4 cards, 3 for your situation, 1 for your overall energy. Then I'll clarify each of those using the after tarot. I'm going to start with the Rider-Waite. I'll wrap up your reading, hopefully in 20 minutes or less, with a guided oracle messages from the angels. I'll bring virtue. So here we go, Scorpio. Just going to give it one more shuffle. And then I'm going to cut the deck. We'll see what you got going on this week. Your personal situation. Okay, so let's cut the deck. Okay, here we go. Your first card out, Scorpio, is the Star card in the reverse. 6 of Cups in the reverse. 9 of Swords in the reverse. Overall energy, good luck. Everything's in the reverse. The 2 of Swords in the reverse. So, Scorpio, my goodness. Bottom of the deck, also in the reverse, is the Fool card. Okay, just going to set that right here for now. Scorpio, I can see that you or someone in your life around you is wanting to bring some healing to a situation. I can see that. And I can see the struggle here in doing that. You got the Star card in the reverse, and typically in the upright, that is a card of healing. It's a card of knowing your true north, that you are on the right path and you're feeling quite balanced and hopeful about the future, the Star card. In the reverse, you're losing that. You're losing faith in it, really. Followed by the Star card, you got the 6 of Cups in reverse. Something from the past is lost that love and feeling, or somebody from your past has lost that love and feeling. If it's not you, it certainly appears to be something that you used to have fond memories of. You know, the 6 of Cups in the upright is really warm, fuzzy, fond memories. It's the remember when card, right? So if this was a situation that you knew from long ago, I don't think that you're feeling as warm and fuzzy about it now. The memories about it now don't seem to, it's kind of like the rose-colored glasses came off. The way you see it now, you don't see it that way so much. And you've lost faith in the ability to either reconnect with that person or heal it, you know, with that Star card in the reverse. What follows the 6 of Cups is the 9 of Swords. It's here, which tells me there was a lot of mental anguish in this connection with either this individual or this endeavor, whatever it was that you were mixed up with. There was a lot of mental anguish there on your part or on their part, or the both of you. I mean, there are 2 people in the 6 of Cups. The both of you could have felt like this, like there was a lot of mental torment there going on. In the reverse, it's kind of, it's one of those things where you would just like it to be relieved. and to not stress about it anymore, but it's still here. It's not as severe in the upright as it is in the upright. In the reverse, it's still there. It's lamenting, it's going on, it's ongoing. And I can see with that star card, you're just wishing, right? You're just wishing that things would be different or feel different or get better. The overall energy, you've got the Two of Swords in the reverse. So in the upright, this person has a blindfold on. They're trying very much with those two swords, right, over their heart to make their head make the right decision, right? They want their head to make the right decision by using logic. They've literally put a blindfold over their eyes so that they can't get sucked into emotion or any tomfoolery as they contemplate what next to do. And in the reverse, it appears as though a decision was made. Whether or not you feel like that was the right decision or not, I can't be sure about that just yet. We'll have to clarify and see, get some more details about this. But a decision was definitely made that was made with the mind, not using the heart at all, or really even your intuition. It was just like, this is what I'm doing. So what is the this is what I'm doing? Well, that's the Fool here in the reverse. So in the upright, this person packed light and they are Geronimo, here I go, taking a leap of faith right off the cliff, right? That's what they're doing. And they're not worried about where they land. The Fool card is a card of, well, I'll just say, first of all, the sign that most commonly is associated with the Fool card is Aries, the firstborn sign of the zodiac, right? They're full of courage. They're full of guts and gusto, and they just go for it, right? And so in the past, you might have gone for something. And as you look back on it now, you see it as a foolish leap, perhaps something you shouldn't have done. In the past, you might have made that decision, that Two of Swords decision that resulted in this, right? That is reflected here in the cards above it, that caused some outcome that now needs healing. A lot of healing. So let's see if we can get some cards on these. I'm going to pull a card for each of those and see if any more clarity can come of that for you. If it resonates, please leave a comment. I'd love to know how that resonates with you. And again, these are general readings, y'all. If you want something personal and more specific to you, if this is not resonating, please just request that personal reading. We'll get it done. If you feel like this isn't resonating with you at all, that's okay too. Because it's a general reading, there's a lot of people out there pulling on these energies. And so check back next week. You know, it might not just be your week. And if I can tell you this, I'd be glad if this wasn't my reading. I'd be like, heck, glad today ain't my day. Cross watcher could be for you too. I mean, a lot of times the energy is strongest from the cross watchers in the channel. So let's take a look at the star card in reverse. Okay, Scorpio. Other God Angel Spirits, why is the star card in reverse? Other God Angel Spirit, why is the star card in reverse? Star card in reverse, please. One card. I have to get one card for that star card in reverse. Oh, settle down. Okay, one card turned over. The Lover's card in the reverse. All right, that helps to bring a little bit more information. Bottom of the deck is the Sun card. Okay, Sun card. So let's talk about the Lovers in reverse. So this is a union, right, of some kind between two people. In the upright, it's very deep. It's very spiritual. This is that card that says, you know, you could possibly overhear two people out to dinner, sitting at the table, talking about how they met their soulmate, right? And a choice is made to come into union with this person on a level that's very deep. It's not something that's surface. And in the upright, you know, there's been a decision made to not do that or to break it, perhaps. That Two of Swords, mind over heart decision was to break it. Now, the Star card sometimes can be known as the Aquarius card, the Lovers being Gemini. There's a lot of energy there that's reflective of the air sign group, the Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Not going to say that those are the people involved here. I'm just going to say that it's a very mental, you know, the air signs are very mental when they contemplate what they do. Yeah. So let's take a look at well, let's talk about that Sun card at the bottom before we go any further. So you pulled at the bottom of the deck, the Sun card. So the Sun card is what a lot of times people would say is the happiest card in the deck. I mean, it is pure bliss here. The sun is up. There isn't any, it's just so bright. It shines its warmest light on everyone and just invigorates. It provides clarity to everything on the ground so you can see things clearly. So in the upright, you know, as it clarifies in the after tarot, a person may have gotten clarity, right, about the situation after these decisions were already made. The epiphany with the Sun card brought sort of that moment of truth to them, where they're sitting down and they're thinking about it and they're like, you know, I shouldn't have never done that maybe, or I'm glad I'm doing it now. I should have done it before, but I didn't. I made the wrong decision before, perhaps, or I chose a path that wasn't necessarily the right way to go. And I kind of wish that things were different because it left a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and I'd like that to be better. So the good news is that with the Sun card, it kind of gives you that promise of hope for the future, that Star card in the reverse in the recent past was lacking, which is emotional healing, a happier state of mind, right? Because that's what we were looking for with that Nine of Swords in reverse, a happier state of mind, a feeling of fresh new has kind of warmed over you, perhaps, in this whole circumstance. Once the decision is made with the Lovers card in the after tarot deck to release and let go. So I'm going to put that back. It was at the bottom of the deck. It's not one of the clarifiers, but you may find, Scorpio, if this is you and where you were in the recent past was feeling very despondent and not very good about connection with someone or something from the past, you may find that making that decision to release it has brought a sense of levity to you now, a mental peace that you hadn't had in a while, or this person, whoever. Okay, so let's take a look. Why is the Six of Cups here in the reverse for Scorpio, please? One card for the Six of Cups. What's coming next here? Scorpio. Okay. King of Wands. So you've got a masculine energy here. At the bottom of the deck is the moon. Okay. That's very interesting. So let's start with the King of Wands. Who is this character? Could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is the go get 'em of the kings. He oversees his kingdom, right? And he does it, well, he oversees his township. The emperor oversees the whole kingdom. He oversees his township, his inner circle. And he does it with a lot of passion and drive and unending energy. He can be quite fiery. He can get heated at times, but he tends to keep it in check so that when he operates, he's able to motivate without tearing people down. When he's in the upright, he behaves very courageously. One of the guys that the King of Wands reminds me of is that guy in the movie, I Am Spartan, I think it was. I can't remember for sure what that movie was, but he was, you know, king-like energy, King of Wands, ton of fire behind him. He could motivate a whole crowd of people to push forward to the very end. And so he's in the upright, right? Now, if this is somebody that you're dealing with, just know that this person is operating from a very good place right now. In fact, I think they may have been the one, right, who has been feeling very hopeless and not real good about decisions they made in the past, and not feeling real good about those memories that they left behind, the Six of Cups in the reverse, and has suffered a long time of mental anguish over it with those Nine of Swords. However, in the upright, this fire sign now is feeling back in his element, full-fledged in his element. He's got a much brighter outlook to him, the way he moves, the way he gets up in the morning again. Perhaps I can just see him up at 4:30 with a pot of coffee already on, and dressed, truck's warmed up, turned over. He's ready to go. He's fired up again. And so he seems to be getting his mojo back after, right, releasing whatever it was that he needed to release about this situation. So that's very good to see. Interesting. We pulled the Sun card at the bottom of the deck in the last clarifiers, and now we pull the Moon, right? Here we go, the Moon. So the Moon, right? I'm going to hold it up here so you can see it a little bit better. The Moon provides just enough light to, you know, cast a shadow on all things around it, but also to light up a walk path for a short distance. But the problem is it can be a little bit scary because you don't know necessarily what's going to happen if you step down that path with just a little bit of moonlight. So the Moon can be an energy that feels a little bit unnerving, almost eerie, because it leaves a lot of questions in the mind that can trigger some internal emotional states of panic or fear with the Moon card. So when you pair that with the Sun card that came out at the bottom of the deck, now you've got the Moon. It's almost like things are turning a full 360, right? Like in making that decision, it's going to bring you, levity to the mind and the spirit, get your passions going for the King of Wands, but also some trepidation and some fear, especially if there's anything about that circumstance that was secretive or they're still keeping a secret about. Now, some people call this the Scorpio card, the Moon. But, if you look at this card, it's got it looks more like a lobster than it does a Scorpio. But it's more like a lobster in the water. It's not a crab, but, you got little creatures around, and some of them appear to be, in this person's mind, threatening. So there might be some real fear here about taking that step forward in terms of, is what I have done, going to turn out correct, or is it going to cause more pain and harm? Right? When the Moon comes up, it also sets eventually, right? And the Sun comes back out. So what I have to say about that is, it is a cycle. It's a cycle of making decisions, in the best interest of yourself. That also can generate a little bit of trepidation and fear because it's going to be new. And, you're not too sure about the outcome. All right, let's take a look at the Nine of Swords in the reverse. Nine of Swords. Why is that Nine of Swords here in the reverse? Okay, no, that doesn't want to come. Why is that Nine of Swords here in the reverse? Oh, okay. Well, you got like a boatload of cards that just flipped out. Spirit, that is just way too many, so I'm going to have to put them back. But I just will tell you that, you know, as I flip it around in the after tarot, there is a healing, right? As I flip it around, there is a healing. There is a Queen of Cups here who seems to be in the reverse. There's that Fool card. 10 of Cups, and then 2 of Pentacles. So I'm going to put it back in the deck. We'll see if we can't just get one, okay? If those messages that just came out resonate for anybody, okay, great. You got to see those. But that's not really what I'm looking for. I'd just like one specific card, please, if we can. Just one for that. There we go. That wanted to flip over. Okay. So what you have here is the 10 of Pentacles in the upright. So this is legacy, and it's usually connected to a group, like a family, a tight-knit circle or group of people that you've been able to depend on and now even help provide for the long term. So this person may have been worried how making this decision was going to affect their finances, their family's long-term stability. When they made this decision, it might have been incredibly scary. Or maybe the decision they made in the past resulted in finances being really topsy-turvy. And so taking a new decision now feels risky. However, because this is the after tarot, the decision that this King of Wands is making is most likely one that will bring 10 of Pentacles type of scenarios into their lives, long-term financial stability, right? That legacy. So I love to see that, because it, you know, I ain't gonna play. Everybody knows that, you know, partnerships that are involving somebody that you love, or family partnerships with business, you know, there's heart in there, right? Like there's an emotional connection. They always say, don't mix business with pleasure, but it often happens, especially with family-run businesses. And if there is a decision, right, to separate and strike out or go do something on your own, even if it's with that King of Wands and the upright energy, where you know it's something that you feel you need to do, you just need to do it. You know, you can't help but be worried about how that's going to affect everybody, including your own bank account too. So it certainly makes sense why that moon would be there and how scary that can be to face that, right? All right, and at the bottom of the deck, look at that. Goodness. 6 of Wands, right? 6 of Wands. So this is recognition of success, right? Success and honor. And certainly he's getting accolades, and he's putting the wreath on this young lady's head as he comes around, almost as if he's anointing her as the one. So perhaps there is a decision here that someone had to make that was probably going to ruffle some feathers. People that they've known for quite a while, they may not like it, but this King of Wands is saying, I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it anyway. And these are all the reasons why. This is not only a good decision for me and stability, which, by the way, if they have a family, they're probably looking at family saying, believe me, this will be good for you too. But with the 6 of Wands energy, this is recognition for making a decision that is based in passion. And it's been a long haul. I mean, it is overcoming a lot of hurdles and clearly a lot of painful stuff. So Scorpio, I mean, if this individual, this King of Wands, is coming for you, you can bet your bottom dollar that it won't really matter who's standing there complaining or hurt about it, right? Sure, they care. You can see that in the 9 of Swords. You can see it in the star card reverse. Sure, they care, but they're not going to stop based on what anybody else thinks. From what I can see in these cards, they care, but they're not going to let others, let's just say, dictate their future. Right? There's too much in their mind that they have to gain by making that decision. So I like to see that Six of Wands because it is the Wands energy of the King of Wands, passion, right? Let's take a look at the Two of Swords. Why is the Two of Swords in the reverse? Tell me about that Two of Swords. Why is it in the reverse? Two of Swords, please. Why is it in the reverse? Regret. Right? And then bottom of the deck is the Chariot. So the worry here, right, is the possibility of regret. In the future, if you look at this guy, you might think, oh, I hate that Five of Cups. That King of Wands is making the wrong decision. Is he now, though? Because if you look here at this card in the After Tarot, hold it up real good. What you'll see is in the original tarot now, yep, you got 3 cups that are spilt over, and then there's 2 that are back here. But they're usually knelt down on their knees, and all they're doing is staring at those 3 cups, and they're paralyzed by it. They can't get over the spilt milk. They just cannot do it. It's like if they could, they would pick up the soil and wring it out with their own hands and try to squeeze the dang, wine that used to be in those cups right back out of the dirt, but they know they can't, no matter how hard they wish. In this deck, in the After Tarot, notice the eyes up in here. They are like crossing their arms and looking down at these 2 cups as if to say, huh, there's still 2 full cups back here. And they're noticing that now. So that is an emotional awareness that alleviates the regretfulness of that Two of Swords decision, that they turned around and they noticed, I can make a new decision today. I can start from square one and make a new choice today with full cups and stop staring at the ones that got knocked over yesterday. Stop thinking about the 6 of Cups that's in the reverse. Stop thinking about what happened in the past that caused me to be so nervous and so mentally tormented with the 9 of Swords. And actually look at the 2 in front of them and take those into their hands, those opportunities for emotional happiness into their life and start something new, right? And so I would have to say that 5 of Cups in the After Tarot is a great card to pull, especially when you come from a place that you would like to see healing from. There will be emotional healing here now. I know it's scary with the moon, it's scary. But all things are indicating that after this decision is made, right, when you let go of the fear of the moon, let go of even hiding anything, right? If that moon energy is secretive and there's anything left to hide, air it out. Let the sun shine on it, air it out, and then continue with this wonderful, courageous decision that's going to bring a lot of peace and happiness and stability, it looks like, going forward. So Scorpio, hopefully if you're a female Scorpio, that King of Wands is coming for you. You're scared about it though. They're scared. So what you have here at the bottom of the deck now is the Fool card. I'm going to pull 1 for that. Father God, Angel, Spirit, why is the Fool card here for Scorpio in the reverse? Why is the Fool card here? The Emperor. High Priestess. Spilling the beans. High Priestess, very secretive energy. Pisces kind of energy, but very emotionally unattached, right, to their intuition. So High Priestess in the upright is very attached to their intuition, right? They just use their gut sense. And here, right, all of that information is being taken from another place, and it's no longer secretive. It's no longer kept inside of them. They're operating from a more external head, heart space even, perhaps, but not from their gut. So basically letting it out. Let me just let the cat out the bag here about how I really feel on the inside. So who is that? It's the Emperor. The Emperor is in reverse, right? They're in reverse. They do not feel like they have made a choice that was wise, right? And so in the future, in the after tarot deck with that Fool card in the reverse, they're probably not going to feel like they are much of an emperor. Now, this person could also be manipulating the situation a little bit with the High Priestess card in the reverse. They could be using emotional manipulation to get what they want here. And I would just say warning for that, because the Emperor in reverse should be somebody who, or the Emperor in the upright is somebody who's fighting a good fight, and they're fighting it fair, and they're very in control. When I don't mean they're being controlling. I mean, they're in control. They're keeping a close watchful eye on circumstances and making healthy decisions for all of the suits involved. Kings, cups, wands, swords, everybody in their kingdom, right? They're very powerful people. In the reverse, this individual could be manipulative, very manipulative, right? And so I would be a little bit leery. I don't know that this is the same person as the King of Wands. I don't know that I get that feeling, because the King of Wands is in the upright. So, you know, you could say, you look at this, if I just kind of sit back for a minute and I look at this, I could say, if this is the same person, okay, and they go forward looking for healing of a situation that they feel somehow deeply connected to. It could have been a situation that had secrets behind it, the whole 9 yards. And they choose to go forward, right? It appears as though they're going to get what they're hoping for. They're going to get recognition. They're definitely crowning somebody here that they feel deserves to wear that crown. And be part of their inner circle, and that Six of Wands. They feel victorious. 10 of Pentacles and all, long-term legacy. However, it appears though also that that individual has turned around and is taking good advantage of 2 standing cups after all is said and done, noticing that there are 2 more opportunities here. Now, this is where I say caution, because if it is that same person seeking to reach Emperor status, and they're doing it in such a way with the High Priestess in reverse that is manipulative, as opposed to a healthy form of using their intuition, meaning sometimes the things that people say and do, especially what they say, but also what they show, can be a way to pull those 2 cups towards them using, look, I don't know how else to dance around this word, so I'm just going to say it, blackmail. I don't know how else to say it. Twisting the circumstance or the picture, spinning a story that isn't necessarily completely honest, blackmail. Or knowing secrets about something and holding that over someone's head. Now, if they do that, right, that absolutely would be a, well, for lack of a better word, foolish decision. And it would result in them becoming an emperor in the reverse, which is somebody who is not viewed as a very kind person, and also someone who is considered to be abusing their power over something or someone, abuse of power, right? So I'm just going to put that story forward in case that resonates with some of you. Okay. If it's a different person altogether, right? If it's a different person entirely, I would watch out for this character. I would, because you have fire energy on fire energy. You've got the Fool here, which could be Aries, and the Emperor in reverse, which could also be Aries. So if you know an Aries who's behaving very, well, they're just not a nice person. Can we just say that? Tends to be very mean. But if they're behaving that way, ruling the roost with an iron fist, it's foolish, right? Okay, let's get you an oracle message from Messages from the Angels by Doreen Virtue. Thanks again for coming by. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Leave a comment if this is resonating with you. Let me know. Don't forget to use the notifications bell so you'll know that your readings will be coming out weekly on Wednesdays. One more shuffle, we'll cut it, and then pull you a card. Don't read these in the reverse, just read them straight as they come. Okay, you pulled Archangel Raphael. I'm helping you heal physical challenges in yourself and others. You are a healer like me. Heal. Okay, let's look at bottom of the deck. You got Sonia. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can see something from the past here for sure. And the Six of Cups, the Star. I can see how that could tie in for some of you. It might resonate with some of you that this situation is about somebody who had passed away a long, long time ago, but it still sits with you and it's hard to move past. So those are your messages for the week, Scorpio. Thanks so much for coming to my channel and watching. And I'll be seeing you next week on Wednesday. Have a great one.